this one's already kind of all over the place. I got a little bit of clips from my walk outside on on Sunday, just in my neighborhood, and all the cherry blossoms and magnolia trees that were around. And yesterday I had a really busy day at work. We had a lot of potential coronavirus people come in. We had a couple respiratory distresses come in. People that were really having trouble breathing, could potentially be intubated, were satting really low. We also had a gunshot wound come in, and we had a STEMI that I don't think anyone was expecting, because it was a really young, healthy, fit, I think 26-year-old guy that came in, and the EKG showed that he was having a STEMI. And I had a student that I was teaching, so it was a lot for one shift, and I didn't really get to film anything. Anyway, there's a couple things I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be reading and doing some year-old questions, because I'm still not sure whether I'm getting into med school this year or not. I also had a little issue come up with the school that I applied to. They're looking for 6 credits of English classes, and the way they counted the English classes that I took was they only gave me 4 credits, and so now I'm short of that requirement, so I have to figure out how bad this is, and if I should be trying to take an English class right now that would give me credits towards my requirement. And yeah. So completely unmotivated to study right now. I just want to know whether I got into med school already or not, because if I did, I don't really need to study for this repeat MCAT anymore, but if I didn't, then I really should study, and I really will have motivation to focus. If you also don't know how to occupy yourself during self-isolation, I was drawing this. Should I be reviewing year-old questions and studying for the MCAT? Probably. Do I want to do it? No. Am I gonna do it? Probably not. I am finally back from my shift again today. Not much was happening. We had a couple respiratory distresses, a couple potential corona patients, and I got my official authorization letter today for in case we actually get quarantined and people can't leave their houses. This letter is going to serve as a pass for me to be able to go outside and be able to actually go to work with permission. So today I thought I was gonna sit down and force myself to get through some year-old questions. Then I talked to my friend, and we both came to the conclusion that there's no point in trying to force myself to go through these questions right now, because like I said, I'm still waiting to see if I get accepted to med school. If I get accepted, great. I don't have to go through all this again. If I get rejected, I'll have that new motivation for retaking the MCAT again. I'll know for sure I have to do well, and then I'll have that extra push to study and do all these year-old questions and all that stuff. So I'm basically taking some me time, just doing a lot of fun things, and also doing a lot of useful things like cooking, cleaning, and waiting on my letter. So I decided that I'm actually just gonna read the Kaplan books, and it's still interesting to me. I like learning and I like reviewing. I just really don't like doing those year-old questions. So until I get my letter, I'm just gonna keep reading it because it's interesting. So I'm reading my Orgo Kaplan book, and I was dreading to begin reading it because I just have bad memories of Orgo in general, but then I started reading the first 2 chapters and I realized I actually loved Orgo 1, and I really like this. It's Orgo 2 that I hated, and all the reactions that you had to memorize. So these first few chapters, it's great. It's going well. So I was getting ready to go work out, and I just got a call from one of my managers at work, and basically that I took care of a patient that tested positive for corona. So now I have to take certain precautions, be aware of any symptoms that I might have and stuff like that. And there's a couple things I have to do now. I still have to figure some of these things out, but I know there's a place I have to call. I have to get a claim number, and then after that I think I get a log to log my temperature, and I basically have to take my temperature every morning and evening and make sure I don't have a fever. I know that's one of the things that I'm going to have to be doing. Being in self-isolation for me has so far been a lot of walks outside. I like being outside, I like running outside and just getting out of the house in the confined space, and obviously still trying to keep our distance away from everybody. But definitely it's really nice, really gloomy today though, but otherwise it's been really nice. So I realized I didn't talk much about being exposed to a COVID-19 patient, so someone with coronavirus. I basically have 14 days to monitor my symptoms, most prevalently if I get a fever. And the reason it's 14 days is because the incubation time of this virus, so the time where it's in your body but you're not really showing any symptoms, has been shown to be up to 2 weeks, so 14 days. So the hope is that if I don't develop any symptoms in these 14 days post-exposure, that means that I didn't get it from this patient. I'm not sure why it took 10 days for the patient to test positive and then for me to get the news, but it's already been 10 days since that day that I got exposed. And so I basically just have to keep monitoring my symptoms for 4 more days. And so far, I'm happy to say I have been completely asymptomatic and I had no fever today. Anyway, I think I'm gonna end this week's vlog here. I know it was kind of short and it wasn't too much, but hopefully it was still somewhat entertaining. And this is basically me in quarantine now and just waiting on news about med school. Thank you for spending another week with me, and I'll see you guys next time.